Hello from the world of international news. This week has been a whirlwind of events, from political tensions to economic shifts and sporting triumphs. Let's dive into the most significant headlines and understand their impact on our world. Get ready to be informed about the forces shaping our global landscape. From the Middle East to China, we've got you covered. Stay tuned for a concise yet comprehensive analysis of this week's top stories. The Middle East continues to be a region grappling with conflict. This week, there's a glimmer of hope as indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas are scheduled to take place in Qatar. The aim is to secure a ceasefire in Gaza, which has been ravaged by violence. These talks come after a Hamas attack on Israel in October 2023, which triggered a wave of retaliatory strikes and resulted in significant casualties. The international community is watching these negotiations closely, hoping for a breakthrough that could pave the way for peace. However, the road ahead remains uncertain. President Trump's recent proposal for the U.S. to assume control of Gaza and relocate Palestinians has drawn sharp criticism globally. Many key U.S. allies, including Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Jordan, have voiced their opposition to the plan. These nations remain steadfast in their support for a Palestinian state, highlighting the complexities of the Middle East peace process. As negotiations unfold, the world waits with bated breath, hoping for a just and lasting resolution. In a significant geopolitical move, the Baltic states have officially decoupled from the Russian power grid and integrated with the European network. This landmark decision marks the end of their energy dependence on Russia. The move is driven by a desire to strengthen energy security and reduce Russian influence in the region. The Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, have long been wary of their powerful neighbor to the east. By joining the European grid, these nations are aligning themselves more closely with the West. This strategic shift has far-reaching implications for the energy landscape of Europe and beyond. Israel's release of 7 Palestinian prisoners this week has drawn international scrutiny. The prisoners, hospitalized due to alleged brutality by Israeli authorities, have brought the issue of detainee treatment into sharp focus. Human rights organizations have long criticized the conditions faced by Palestinians detained by Israel. The release of these prisoners, while welcomed by some, has ignited a debate about accountability and justice. The international community is calling for a thorough investigation into the allegations of mistreatment. The incident underscores the ongoing tensions between Israel and Palestine, reminding the world of the urgent need for a peaceful resolution. Section 5. U.S. raises tariffs, sparking trade concerns. President Trump has announced a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports, raising concerns about a potential trade war. The move has sent shockwaves through the global economy, with experts warning of retaliatory measures from trading partners. The tariffs, aimed at protecting American jobs, could have unintended consequences for businesses and consumers alike. The European Union, Canada, and other key U.S. allies have expressed their disappointment and vowed to respond with countermeasures. As trade tensions escalate, the world watches nervously. The possibility of a trade war, with its potential to disrupt global supply chains and harm economic growth, is a sobering reminder of the interconnectedness of the global economy. Section 6. Eagles soar to Super Bowl victory. On a lighter note, the Philadelphia Eagles clinched a thrilling Super Bowl victory against the Kansas City Chiefs this week. The game, a spectacle of athleticism and strategy, had fans on the edge of their seats until the final whistle. The atmosphere in the stadium was electric, with celebrities like Taylor Swift and President Trump among the spectators. The Eagles' victory parade, a celebration of teamwork and dedication, painted the city of Philadelphia green. The Super Bowl, a beloved American tradition, provided a much-needed dose of excitement and entertainment. For a few hours, the world was united in its love for sport, showcasing the unifying power of athletic competition. Section 7. China's economic recovery faces headwinds. China's economic recovery is facing challenges, as indicated by recent data. Consumer inflation has reached a 5-month high, while producer prices continue to decline. This mixed bag of indicators suggests that the world's second-largest economy is not out of the woods yet. The rise in consumer prices could be attributed to factors like rising energy costs and supply chain disruptions. Meanwhile, the persistent deflation in producer prices suggests weak demand and overcapacity in certain sectors. Chinese policymakers face the delicate task of balancing growth and inflation. The world is closely watching how China navigates its economic recovery, as its performance has significant implications for the global economy. Section 8. Marriage rates plummet in China. China is grappling with a demographic challenge as marriage rates have plummeted to a record low. This trend, driven by factors like changing social norms, economic pressures, and a shrinking pool of young people, has profound implications for the country's future. A shrinking population could lead to labor shortages, slower economic growth, and an aging population that strains social safety nets. The Chinese government is exploring various measures to encourage marriage and childbirth, but reversing this trend will be a significant challenge. The decline in marriage rates is a symptom of broader social and economic transformations underway in China. Understanding these trends is crucial for comprehending the challenges and opportunities facing the world's most populous nation. Section 9. Stay informed about our changing world. That concludes our whirlwind tour of this week's most significant global events. From peace talks in the Middle East to energy shifts in Europe and economic challenges in China, the world is in a constant state of flux. By staying informed about global events, we empower ourselves to become more engaged global citizens. So keep your finger on the pulse of international news and join us next week for another insightful roundup of the stories shaping our world.